Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting interview by Financial Insight. We've just ended a marathon of a private sector day, the fourth edition. So we're still at Mulungushi and I have Mark here who's going to tell us a little bit about his organization. I've been hustling him for an interview for a while. So Mark, welcome to the Financial Insight platform.
Thank you.
Yes, now Mark, just before we get into it, just tell us a little bit about the organization you represent.
Okay, so I work for Self-Help Africa. We've been running the Enterprise Zambia Challenge Fund for the EU for the last 5.5 years. We've just finished. And I'm delighted to say we've done a good enough job that the European Union and the German government want to invest in a second phase. So for all you agribusinesses out there, kind of look out next year and the year after for opportunities for your business. So we've worked with 26 leading businesses in Zambia to help them scale their services to small-scale farmers.
What kind of businesses?
So what kind of businesses? So we've done some very exciting projects. So for example, we work with Alliance Gineries to do Zambia's first organic cotton outgrower scheme. So we've now got cotton leaving Zambia, going off into to produce organic garments for sale in Europe, which I think is a really exciting one. We've worked a lot with the seed companies here. So AfriSeed, Good Nature Agro, Kamano Seed, Plant Health, to help them scale up the outgrower scheme so that small-scale farmers can get access to high-quality legume seeds, so soya, groundnuts, cowpeas, common beans. So we can improve access to high-quality seed across the country, which of course is important. You know, as a country, we need to diversify our diets away from maize.
Absolutely.
And growing, having these good quality crops which are more climate tolerant, that grow faster, have higher yields is obviously very important to small-scale farmers. And I think one of the other interesting things that a lot of the companies we've worked with have done is set up outgrower schemes.
Right.
And we've heard in this meeting today about access to finance. It's very hard. And actually, these companies that set up outgrower schemes are often one of the cheapest forms of finance for small-scale farmers.
Right.
In terms of enabling them to access high-quality inputs and also have a reliable market for their product. And I'm a great believer that your small-scale farmer will grow more if they think they can sell more.
Right.
But of course, within that, you need the access to the inputs. And of course, with farming here being very much a seasonal activity.
Exactly.
There are big cash constraints at this time of year.
I see.
So it's been very interesting today to hear about the emphasis that's been put on finance and access to finance being really important, and the call from the president to the financial sector to try and lower the cost of finance.
Yes. With all the fundamentals now falling into place, I know country rating now that's been the big thing right now. But just tell me, how do you sum up the sentiment? I mean, this is not the first private sector day. So you've seen them evolve, as it were. So what was different about this one?
So I think with all of them we've seen steps. We've seen progress in terms of some reforms. Other things still seem stuck. I think there's still a lot we need to do. I think to unlock the potential in the energy sector. There's a lot we need to do I think one of the big calls today was really great to hear was we still got to get a grip on all this multitude of licensing and the costs around that. And if we can get to the point where that's made much simpler for businesses of all sizes, that will really help unlock growth. So at least we're talking about these things, and we do see some things being solved, but there's still a way to go. We're by no means there yet, but I think there's still a lot of positivity around investing in Zambia in different sectors. And I hope we can keep that momentum up. I think, I'm from outside Zambia, and I know people from outside are looking at Zambia as a place of high potential in terms of, investing their capital. And, we need to be open to not only that outside investment, but we've got to look at, again, mobilizing the capital we have available here locally within Zambia and getting, more NAPSA and others to invest in more productive activities as well.
Absolutely. On a final note, obviously this event happens at the end of the year. When it comes to going into 2026, obviously the president's made certain commitments. What we found also very interesting is that he's still open to dialogue. Going forward, how important will that be, especially, private sector and government continue to try and find solutions together?
I think it's vital. I don't think we can accelerate growth in Zambia unless that dialogue is really constructive. And the government is supporting the private sector. I think the whole message today from the meeting was around not being regulators, but being facilitators. And I think that's really crucial if we're going to unlock the potential of the private sector in Zambia. And, we've got amazing people with amazing businesses. How can we make their lives easier so they can create more jobs, and create more wealth across the country. I think that's really important. So, yeah. So I think it's hopeful. I think it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, an exciting 2026 and beyond.
Absolutely.
And maybe in another 4 years, we'll be having different conversations because we'd have addressed those issues.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mark, thank you so much for
Super,
speaking to us.
thank you.
So it's been such a
Great.
pleasure to host you, and we look forward to engaging with you in the new year.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.
See you again.
So there you've heard it. We've been speaking to Mark, and stay tuned for more conversations at the tail end of Private Sector Day edition number 4. I've been your host, Mwelo Chwesakunda, and as we always say, Financial Insight, get to know.